In this video, you will learn how to transform a simple looking digital elevation model like this to an enhanced topographic visualization like this using completely free tools and software available for everyone. Now, before we dive into creating these enhanced topographic visualizations, it's essential to understand what a digital elevation model is, which is also quite commonly known as DEM. Well, a DEM is type of a raster dataset where each pixel value represents the elevation of a terrain at a specific location. Now, as you can see over here, the high elevations are shown in red color and the low elevations are shown in blue color. And there's a gradient from red to blue. So just based on the information given on this color ramp alone, you're able to infer the changes in elevation variation shown on this raster. And I'll provide you guys with a link to download the DEM that I'll be using for this tutorial, so that you guys can go ahead and download it and follow along this tutorial if you wish to do so. And when it comes to the software, I'll be using QGIS, which is a free and open source GIS software, which basically anyone can download. If you head over to qgis.org, and you'll be able to download a fresh copy of QGIS and configure it in your own local machine, regardless of the operating system that you're using. Alright guys, once you head over to the description and download this elevation dataset, it's going to look like this. It's just one file. And now we can just go ahead and fire up QGIS and try to import this elevation raster into our QGIS workspace. So I have opened up QGIS. This is how it's going to look when you open up QGIS for the very first time. What you can do is you can actually make use of this browser panel to browse into the location where you have downloaded that elevation raster dataset. So in my case, I have kept it in this folder, and it's going to look like this, elevation.tif, because it's of the type TIFF. You can simply drag it and drop it into your workspace like this. You can see that it appeared on this layers panel as soon as you imported it to your workspace. And QGIS is going to assign this kind of a color bar to it that varies from black to white. So if you look at these two numbers at these two edges, you can see that at the bottom we have -42. And at the top we have 631. So this actually means that the lowest elevations are shown in dark colors and the highest elevations are shown in bright colors. And in this particular case, the lowest happens to be, well, -42 meters, and the highest happens to be 631 meters. And if you follow this gradient, we are able to kind of interpret what the potential elevation values are on these other areas. Now I'm going to head over to properties by right-clicking on this layer, and we're going to open up the symbology tab, which you can find right over here. And to assign a different color ramp that looks a bit more vibrant than this, we can actually select single band pseudo color right over here. And with that, we are going to have access to a number of different color ramps. If you click on this button right over here, well, it's a drop down menu, and from here you can see a bunch of different color ramps that you can use. And if you actually place your mouse pointer right over here, you can see another bunch of different color ramps as well. Well, for the purpose of this tutorial, let's just try to go with this one, Turbo. And after that, you can go ahead and click on Apply and click OK. And this is how it looks. You can see that the low elevations are now shown in these bluish colors and the high elevations are shown in these sort of reddish colors. Now, I would say that this is a decent representation of the terrain, but there's nothing amazing about it. And now the task is to actually get it from here to something that looks a bit more vibrant and sort of highlight the variations of the terrain a bit more than this. And for that, we're actually going to make use of a tool called Hillshade, which you can get to if you head over to raster, and under analysis, you'll be able to find Hillshade right over here. So before I explain actually what this Hillshade tool does, let's just simply go ahead and plug something in and generate some output. After that, I'll be able to explain to you guys quite well what exactly it's doing. So as the input layer, I'm going to select elevation, which is this layer right over here. And we have a bunch of different parameters that we can adjust. For example, the ZFactor, azimuth of the light, the altitude of the light, and all sorts of things. And I'm not even going to save this file to an actual file. I'm just going to let it save to a temporary file, and let's just go ahead and run it once and see what sort of an output it generates. So you can see basically what it generates is something that looks like this. You can see a new layer basically appeared on the layers panel. This hillshade effect in QGIS is actually nothing but a visualization technique that simulates the appearance of shadows on a surface by applying a grayscale shading based on terrain's elevation and angle of the light source. And in this particular case, obviously the light source being the sun. And what it does is it basically enhances the 3D appearance of the terrain, making elevation features like ridges and valleys a bit more visually distinct. And if you can recall, there was a parameter called the ZFactor. Well, let's head back to raster, analysis, and hillshade. And I'm going to, well, use my original elevation layer as the input. And what this ZFactor does is it basically adjusts the vertical exaggeration of the elevation values. It just simply exaggerates the elevation values, effectively kind of scaling the height to match the horizontal dimensions. Now, you might not know exactly what to put in for this ZFactor, so what we can do is we can actually play around with the values and see how it looks. So for example, with a ZFactor of 1, this is how it appears. Let's try to increase this to 5 and see how it looks. Well, I think you guys kind of get the idea. So if you do it too much, it's actually going to kind of distort the image, so make sure that you don't really over-exaggerate it. But I think 5 looks like a nice sweet spot. So this is this newly created layer, and I think I no longer need the first layer, which I generated as a test case. So I'm just going to right click and remove it. And I'm just going to keep this. And if I really want to see the effect of the Azimuth parameter, well, let's go to raster and analysis and go to hillshade. Well, what this Azimuth does is it basically sets the compass direction of the light source, typically measured in degrees clockwise from north. That's where 0 degrees is. So for example, if I set the azimuth to be, well, 270, then I'm assuming that the sun is shining from this direction. So it's going to cast a shadow on the eastern side, and it's going to actually light up the mountains on the western side. So let's go ahead and see how that looks. And I'm going to specify elevation as the input layer, and well, let's stick with the same ZFactor and run that. And if you zoom in, you kind of can see that this western side of these mountains are actually quite bright, and that casts a shadow on the eastern side, which is exactly what I wanted. All right, so I'm going to retain this new output and get rid of this previous hillshade output. All right, now what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to, well, drag my original elevation layer on top of this hillshade layer like this. Now I no longer can see the hillshade layer because it's basically covered by my elevation layer like this. Now, is there actually a way to kind of blend these two layers together in such a way that I would be able to kind of see through this elevation layer to sort of get a sense of how this hillshade layer looks through this elevation layer? And the answer is yes. Well, to do that, what you can do is you can actually increase the transparency of this elevation layer. And you can do that by right-clicking and heading over to Properties. And over here on the left-hand side, you'll see one tab called Transparency. And that's going to let you drop down the global opacity. Let's see if I drop it to about 80%, how that looks. Well, I think you probably would be able to see the difference right now. If I drop it all the way to about 43%, you can see that we kind of lose the colors contributed from this elevation layer. So I don't want to drop it too much, but at the same time, I don't want to bump up the opacity to such a high level either. So if I click on Apply, and this is how it looks. So I think about 60% global opacity looks like a nice sweet spot. So we can go ahead and click OK. And guys, you can see how exactly it looks right now. So if I turn off this hillshade layer, you can see how boring it looks. And as soon as I turn on this hillshade layer, well, you can see how vibrant and amazing this terrain map is starting to look. Because now we are not just looking at one layer, but we are kind of looking at a blended version of these two layers together. So I hope the tutorial was not too complicated, but if you do have any questions, you can always add a comment down below. And if you did enjoy the tutorial, you can always show your support by hitting that like button. And I'll see you guys again with another tutorial soon.